All right, I'm here with another episode of Long Island Rap Radar. I'm your host, Rocky Braxton. I'm here with the new signed hype, Tony Newbury.
Yep, that's me. Happy to be here.
So I met Tony at the Who's Liddy Showcase. Got picked by Epic Records.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
I'm being patient. It has been a very good road leading up to this moment. I performed this unreleased track I have called Route 9 that I'm going to be performing at the Salt Room in Brooklyn, New York on March 4th from 7 to 10 p.m. And yeah, I'm very excited for that. But I don't know. I'm learning a lot throughout this process since the showcase.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get into it. So how did you get the name Tony Newbury? Where does that come from?
Yeah, so Tony is my uncle's name. And Newbury is the street I grew up on. Nice. And my uncle, he unfortunately passed away when I was younger. And he still to this day is like an older brother to me. And I don't know, it's just, name means a lot, so I stick with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
What got you into music?
I don't know, I used to like play CDs, eat chocolate, and just like dance on my bed as a kid. Like I've always been like a music person. My dad, he played music growing up. He was a drummer. And my mom, you know, she comes from a background of creatives, like in New York. Like my other Uncle Vic was a skater.
Okay.
And they always were involved with like the hip hop culture that was going on.
Do you play any instruments as well, or no? Can you play an instrument if you had to?
I mean, I can play the keys a little bit.
Okay.
I aspire to play the strings, the keys, as much as I can. But I know that right now I'm pretty fluent on Logic Pro.
Okay.
And I think that's an instrument.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
What artists influenced you? Like, what's your?
Oh yeah, wait, the
Go ahead,
MPC.
go ahead.
I could do the MPC too.
MPC too.
Yeah, I understand the MPC pretty well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Multi-talented. So what artists influenced you into getting into music? What's your top 5 artists?
Do you want to hear my top 5 Spotify artists this past year that I was listening to? Like, you know how it gives you like your top 5?
Let's do that.
Okay, so my number 1 was me.
Okay.
My number 2 was, I think, Joey Badass. My number 3 was Denzel Curry.
Denzel Curry. I haven't heard of Denzel Curry in a while. But
Hard, bro.
He was nice when he's up and coming. He was nice.
Dude, his most recent album, it's like Melt My Eyes, See Your Future. He like re-released it and made it like all the tracks that were in the studio, and then he did them live with live bands, and you don't beat that. And then I think that's 3 I said, or no, that's 4 or 3?
Then that was 3.
And then my 4th was Jay Dilla, and my 5th was Frank Sinatra.
Wow, yeah, that's a very different top 5. Bro.
Yeah, I listen to all types of music.
Is that kind of like how you get your sound together? Because you got like the Frank Sinatra there, then you got the hardcore Denzel Curry type of rap, and you just put everything together?
Yeah, 10,000,000%. I know that, like, one thing I could say to put in perspective for you or whoever's watching, when I would, like, drive around in the car, like, with my dad as a kid, like, Queen's Greatest Hits is what we would listen to, or, like, the Beatles.
Yeah.
Like, those CDs are what we had on a lot. But then when I would go home and I would be with my uncles, they would be teaching me as much about the things they love, like hip-hop, that they knew and still know. So, yeah.
So do you write all your music, or do you, like, just freestyle? Do you have any freestyles at all?
I can freestyle. I have freestyled segments of my songs, but anything that I put out, I probably write.
Okay.
So far.
So,
yeah.
Speaking on Denzel, I remember he was in the sophomore class, I want to say of 2016.
I think so.
Do you feel like he was like one of the like hardest rappers from that class that he deserved? I think it was Designer, it was I want to say Kodak Black, Lil Uzi, Denzel Curry, and Lil Dicky.
Yeah.
Do you think?
I think he aged like fine wine.
Okay.
I think the way that I look at Denzel Curry now is that back then I wasn't too interested. I was more interested in the people he was coming up with, like X. But now he's someone that I listen to that I think is like not a surviving creative, but someone that continues to create new sounds. Like I like the flows and the things that he does. And like I like some of Kodak's stuff.
Okay.
You know, I don't really listen to Designer much. I know that Lil Dicky, like songs like Molly with Brandon Urie, like I'm a fan of that. So there's a lot of talent that comes out of like that segment of the Double XL. You know what I mean?
I feel like that group changed all of hip hop. That's where everything changed over now. Now they control hip hop now. It's Kodak, Uzi. They control the whole entire landscape now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a big change.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So
that's so crazy how things shift too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the sounds. Because I remember when Uzi came out, it was so new to me.
Oh, it's so new to
It
everybody.
was so new to me.
At first I didn't like it, and then finally like it grew on me. After
Yeah.
a while, it grew on me. I was like, you
See,
know what?
that's the difference with me. Like that sound didn't grow on me.
Okay.
I kind of like at first really played it a lot too. And I don't know. Like there was that one song that they had the commercial with Russell Westbrook. I don't know if you remember what I'm talking about.
What song you guys harmonize it for me?
It was on the same album with that song where it's like, it do not matter, turn to Money Longer.
Money Longer.
Money Longer. Oh, now I do what I want. So now I do what I want. There was this commercial with Russell Westbrook, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if you guys remember that, but it made me love that song even more. And that type of style, that sound I liked. And what it evolved into, like, I don't know, around like EXO Tour Life, that's when I stopped.
Okay. You haven't been keeping up with Uzi?
No, and I have no problem with like his sound of music. It's just I don't know. It's just not what I create, and I try to listen to things that I could see myself finding inspiration out of.
So you have to say an artist. What artists like you think your style is kind of similar to?
I really like Mac Miller. I really like J. Cole. I really like I don't know. See, there's different things in different artists that I love. Like. I don't sound like her, but I love Lauryn Hill. Okay. Like the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill is probably one of like my most streamed albums in the past. Yeah, hands down. And I don't know. I just that's a hard question for me because I can go down a rabbit hole for so long. Okay. You know, it's just like that passion. It just takes me like right there, deeper and deeper. And I just keep talking. But I don't know. I've been compared to different sounds. Depends on the song I create, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Before we start the interview, we was talking about your team. Like, tell us about your team. You got your manager Nino. Right?
I got my manager Nino. I got my boy James. he helps me out with like my website, and he's doing photography stuff for me right now tonight too. And I got my younger brother Alex, who I believe is going to be a very talented artist.
He also does. Music,
he makes music.
Just like you, a little bit different.
A little different.
Okay.
I definitely have influence on his sound. Like 2 of the songs he made recently, I made those beats.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So like, I try to give him as much creative freedom as I can. I don't know. It's a weird thing to talk about, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't really understand it completely. Like I feel like
explain that.
I feel like with me influencing my younger brother's sound, I don't want to try and make him sound like me, because one thing that I learned throughout what I created is I had to find out on my own how to sound like myself. So I just want to kind of show what's possible throughout like the own direction that I've taken for this person, and see how far they're willing to take it.
Help him find his own direction the way he wants to go. So you give him like a blueprint, and then he's gonna just branch off after that.
In a way. Like from my own experience, I believe that like we have to make our own blueprint based on like what the universe has laid out and paved out. But I just kind of want to be like a good example.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
You got any songs with your brother? Like you featuring on?
No, dude. Oh. No.
I'm pretty surprised.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I think that also comes down to just like me like being so hard on myself, so I have to focus on myself, right? Mm-hmm. So collaborating for me, it's something that I have to push myself to do. You know?
Yeah. So have you collabed with anybody before?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I've collabed with a couple of people. There's this artist that like from day one I came up with. His name's Matt Rad, and super talented. There's another artist that Nino manages as well. He manages Matt, and this kid's Evil, and I have an unreleased track with both of them on it. Nice. I've collaborated with other people. I found this kid, Mike McGovern, off of Instagram. Some of the beats that I've gotten from other people, like Poetic Jr., he's based in Atlanta, but we met on IG. But I've collaborated with some people, but it's also taken me, like, I want to try to get to know them briefly.
Yes.
Like, what am I collaborating with? Is this I'm big into branding, too.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to collaborate with someone who odds are it could happen, but I don't want to work with someone who I wake up the next day and find out they're completely different from what they told me the night before. You know, like I'm passionate about that. Like that's just how I feel.
I'm not gonna lie, for 23, you really got pretty much everything almost pretty much figured out, which is That's amazing.
Dude, don't scare me.
That's like very amazing.
Yeah.
So, like, have you ever collabed with somebody like from a different genre, or are you like willing to?
Well, my one homegirl, her name is Jayla. She's about to be on the new season of American Idol.
Oh shit.
She does background vocals on my song Up Again. And we have an unreleased track called we have an unreleased track called Some Days that we got to finish, but I just produced this record for her called Halfway that she's going to put out, she said. So I'm taking your word for it that you're going to put it out. But it's like it's that's out of my genre cuz she's a full-fledged singer. You know? Yeah, I wish I had more to say on that. You know, I really do want to work with more people. It's just I really have been so focused on building my own thing. And it's gotten me here.
You don't think like
I'm grateful for that.
You don't think also with you working with other people, like your buzz and their buzz helps y'all both grow together?
I do.
Okay.
I do, but I'm also very passionate about like what my buzz is.
Mm-hmm.
I've had to do it on my own with the people that believe in me and the people I believe in. People have taught me a lot, but I truly don't believe anyone else other than myself has helped me create my buzz. And I think I'm still looking for those like-minded creatives that, aside from the people that I've already, you know, opened up to and like made stuff with, I'm still looking for those people that I find are like equally challenging me.
Okay. But I mean, you do have a buzz right now because I heard that you're pretty much selling out shows. You got another show coming up right in the next 2 weeks.
March 4th, the Sultan Room, Brooklyn, New York, Bushwick.
There you go.
Yeah.
That one's pretty much almost sold out as well, right?
It's getting there.
It's getting there.
It's getting there. It's definitely throwing a show. I'm learning is the absolute definition of a hustle. I just picked up 500 flyers 2 days ago. Nice. My dad gave them to his friend that sells comic books, and he's like, I have my family and my friends helping me, and my team, and I don't know. It's pretty amazing to see it every time because it just re-inspires me. Because it's a pretty confusing process having to be my own salesman to the T while also preparing my set list, rehearsing, getting my body ready, making sure mentally I'm there. Mm-hmm. It's a lot, dude. It's a lot. And like when you're an independent and you hear people like, I don't know, people like Russ or Nipsey or people like Ryan Leslie talk, there still is so much that they don't talk about. And I'm learning so much, and I want to be someone that tells a lot of the things that like other people don't know about, but I'm also still learning.
There you go.
Yeah. So it's a process.
So when did you like start performing? Like I know making music is different. When you start getting on stage and start to perform.
So I think it was my 20th birthday.
So 3 years ago. Right?
Was it my 20th or my 19th birthday? Because now I'm second guessing it. Yeah. I turned 19 or 20, and on that day, it was like after like the first project I put out that a lot of people liked, and I was like, okay, I want to perform. What should I do? And I went to this local firehouse called the Southern Firehouse. It's right off of Route 9, and it's in Howell. And my boy's dad is like the main fireman, like that books like events there, and he hooked it up for me, for like. With a like down, I'll even like say this much, with like a down payment, it was like, dude, like a G. Okay. And I got a job at Applebee's to pay it off. Nice. And that was the first time I performed. I like bought out the firehouse.
Like, how was it? Were you like nervous? Were you just
yeah.
like, yeah?
Like, nah, I wasn't, but hell yeah. Like it was one of those things.
How'd you get yourself mentally prepared for that?
So the year prior, I was doing a lot of personal development work. Mm-hmm. And I felt like everything that I was learning about oneself, now was my chance to prove to myself if I really want to do this music stuff or not. So I chose to apply it. And I remember one video I saw on social media that like geared my perspective towards that being the right idea. I think it was Hugh Jackman, and he said like fear is the number one form of inspiration for all great creatives. And like the goal when you have fear is to run at it. Like the more success you achieve is because it's the more willing you're able to run at fear. And I don't know, I've used that a lot up until this very moment as I use it now. So like it's like one of those things.
So let's compare your first performance to your most recent performance. What's the big difference that you want to say? Like what has you changed from the first performance to now?
I'm comfortable.
Comfortable. Was it comfortable before?
Uh, it was me. So that I'm learning there is a fine line between experience and no experience. Clearly, right?
Clearly.
But from that first performance, I remember I watched a couple videos on how people perform, and I was like, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna go for it. Like, I'm already in this deep. Like, I'm not gonna like, I don't know, like punk out. Like, I'm gonna keep running with it. And from then on out to now, I've been told from people who have consistently come to my shows, from like my system of support, is that it's just becoming more professional the way I've handled myself on stage. I've just started to understand more of what it means to read a room. Still room for growth, of course. I'm completely aware of that. But I know enough to realize what needs to get better. And I think for me, what could definitely help myself become an even better performer is having a schedule where I can do it consistently. I find that the best I am is when, you know, I'm doing something that much. Like, you make the best music when you're consistently in the studio. You know, you make the best content when you're consistently cutting stuff on Premiere Pro. Like, I'm best at performing when I got shows lined up. And like, that's why, like, for this show, like, my team and I, we booked 4 rehearsals to get everyone ready and make sure that by the day of the show, we all like, okay, we know it's going to go down, but we're still going to have a good time. And like, Nino, my manager, he pushes me on that. He wants to make sure I have a good time because it is a lot of stress.
Bro.
Yeah,
Everything just situated. I just really like how your team work. I told you that from the beginning.
I
like,
appreciate that.
How you guys move.
Yeah.
So what do you plan on doing with this opportunity with Epic? What's your plan?
Yeah, so based off of what I've learned throughout the process already from winning that show until now, I want to just go in open-minded.
Okay.
I want to also have a conversation with them and I don't know, just kind of show somebody what I've done and see what they say. Because my biggest thing is I've been working so hard and building something I'm so passionate about, and I've been showing it to so many people, but no matter what I hear, no matter what happens, it just always feels like it hasn't been that right person. And maybe this could be that divine appointment where it's like, okay, it is that moment in time where like the universe or whatever is telling me, yo, this is where you get to that next stage. Like, this meeting is for you to maybe talk to someone that tells you about someone else, or this meeting, like, this is the right place for you. So I'm just all eyes and ears open.
Okay.
You know, I'm really, like, if I'm being completely honest, that's all I got. I don't really know what else to say.
I respect that. Any artists that you want to any artists that you would collab with that's in the music industry right now that you per se, who would you collab with?
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to work with Mir Fontaine.
Okay.
He's I hope you know, but if you don't, he's a South Jersey artist, and I opened up for him in New Jersey, and we like pretty much sold that show out together. Me, him, and See No Evil, and there were a couple other artists too. And you know, I want to work with him because his sound has become something that has inspired me, and I've gone back seeing his growth. I've met him as a person, and I really want to work with him. He's an industry artist. I don't know. I look at artists differently. I remember at the first studio I was at, which I learned a lot at too, years ago. I think it was like 4 years ago. Someone asked me, "Yo, if you could get like a," it was like my boy Chance. He asked me, "Yo, if you could get a feature from, like J. Cole, like what would you do?" And I was like, honestly, I would just want to talk to him.
You don't want to have the features one.
Oh hell yeah, I'd want the feature.
Yeah.
But if I had a choice, I would just want to talk to him.
Pick his brain.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I've come this far trying to learn on my own. You know what I mean? And from people like Etc. and Jetic, stuff like that. I just want to learn more about how to build this into something massive. I really want to learn because I've done so much just teaching myself and me and my boys, whatever. Like, we just taught each other this stuff. I just look at it in a way where it's like, imagine if somebody were like, all right, like, let me like spit you some more game too, as tonight. Like, it happened. Like, this is a conversation I've been waiting for, and it was great. And like, this is great right now. I'm enjoying this. And I don't know, like, I would love to learn from someone like Cole. I would love to have a conversation with Jay-Z. I'd love to have a conversation with Rick Rubin. You know, like, people that have experience on how to build something huge that means so much to people. Because I know for me, music as a kid and even nowadays, I listen to the things that matter. Like, it's great when one of your favorite artists has fun and like you could just BS with them. That's awesome. But I want to further develop that relationship with my current fans and supporters, find more that feel the same way and are looking for a community, and then I want to constantly expand. I really want that.
So as you said, you say you're trying to build into something big. So are you trying to, like, as an artist, be as big as, like, you got your Jay-Z's, you got your Michael Jacksons, your Elvises, or are you just comfortable, like, if I'm in the game, I'm making enough money, I'm fine with that? Or do you really want to be an all-time great?
Yeah, so the realistic, God bless you, it's okay. The realistic side of me is like, I just want to make sure that my family can live a good life, Not saying that we don't, but I want to be able to, like, say, take care of, like, my sister's college fund, potentially give my mom that money back. That'd be amazing, you know what I mean? Or, like, have her not have to do student loans and stuff. But, yeah, I do believe that I could be, like, one of the greatest artists to ever do it. And I hope that doesn't sound, like, arrogant, because I don't ever want to come off like that. But I just always had this knack, like, in the back of my head as a kid that, like, everything that was happening was to lead up to something. And there's got to be a reason that this route is the one that I'm following up on. Like, I love personal development, Like, I come from a very, like, aware family of, like, emotions, like, things like that, depression, anxiety, like, schizophrenia, stuff like that. And I don't know, like, the artists that I liked incorporated things that were conscious. Okay. So, like, the people that provided awareness to me as a kid, I feel like kept me on a path where, like, I'm doing good. I want to be able to help other people do that feel like they don't have anyone to talk to. Yeah, I hope I answered that question.
You did.
Yeah.
I feel like you definitely could do that.
Hope so, man.
Yeah. So, like, who else from Jersey that you want to shout out that also you feel like is on the same wave as you right now?
I want to shout out my team. I want to shout out Tino Evil, Matt Rad. I want to shout out everyone that's really just been, if it's one moment, if it's multiple times, that have just been along that way. Like, they know who they are, you know who you are. I don't know. I just want to say that I'm as willing to be a part of this as you are. It's just constantly learning. Yeah. It's just so much learning, and anyone that hasn't started yet, you take the first step, and if you really do love it, you're gonna take another one. So, like, I want to say that to all of those aspiring creatives that may like my stuff, may not know who I am and see your show. I definitely want to say that. And I also want to bring this up because, like, we're talking about wavelength. It's not that I believe nobody's on my wavelength, right? I just feel like I may be one of the first people on my wavelength to speak up. I just feel like a lot of people haven't really went through with what they believe in where I come from, like where we come from. New Jersey, even. Yeah. I feel like New Jersey, like, Russ was from Cherry Hill but claims Atlanta. There's some greats. Like, I'm pretty sure, isn't Raekwon from New Jersey? Like, there are people. Like, I know most of Wu-Tang is from, like.
I know you guys got Fetty Wap. He's from Jersey.
Yeah, Fetty's cool. Yeah. Fetty's cool. Like, Mir I'm pretty sure you used to work with Fetty.
Okay.
And that.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Don't take my word completely.
Gotcha.
Nino would know wherever he is. He's probably with Engetic. But, yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Okay. So you got any projects that you're working on right now? Any albums coming up? Anything that you're working on right now?
Hell yeah.
What you working on? Let them know.
So I just in December put out a project that's produced by me, engineered by Be With The Heat, and one of the beats on there for the song Maybe I Have was made by my boy Poetic Jr. That project's called Over 21. It's out everywhere. Stream that. That would mean a lot. And then I'm kind of working on, like, a mixtape behind the scenes. Like, with other engineers, other producers. I'm trying to, on this project, really say what I need to say, and I'm still going to make my beats because I love producing. That's, like, what started this all for me. Mm-hmm. And I want to find other people that I feel like also produce and like my body initially feels, and I just want to put the words to. And that project, I don't know what we're gonna call it yet. I have no idea because I'm still developing it.
Okay.
But I'm grateful it's February.
So, so tell me your Instagram, your Facebook, where to find your music.
Yeah, my Instagram, Facebook, they're all the same. It's at Real Tony New, and you can look up Tony Newbury on Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Music. It's TonyNewbury on everywhere.
And before we close out, I want you, you got like a final message you want to give your fans, everybody who's watching, so they can really get a good picture of who Tony Newbury is?
Yes, just keep going. I think the definition of me having a conversation that I appreciate like this, like getting to a moment like this, is a matter of fact that I just haven't quit, and the people that I've surrounded myself with, the people that have shown back up in my life, even when I didn't expect it, they've just kept telling me to just keep doing it. So to whoever feels like quitting right now, just keep doing it. Keep going.
All right. And that's a wrap. This is Long Island Rap Radar. I'm your host, Rocky Braxton, and I had a great time talking to Tony Newbury.
Hell of a time, my friend. Thank you, everybody.